You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
We are now 1 day away from Florida's primary election. We'll have times, polling locations, and a look at the early voting numbers so far.
And red tide cleanup efforts continue this morning, this time at Holmes Beach. We'll tell you what you need to know if you want to help out today.
And the latest details this morning on that Jacksonville shooting. We have new information about the suspected shooter. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Apparently he was very much involved in the whole gaming community.
Right, and what was really surprising was that so much of it was caught on the live stream, so people were hearing what was going on. But we do have all the details, but first we're going to head right now over to John Scholes with a look at your Monday forecast.
Thank you very much. Quiet morning on the Suncoast weather-wise. Scattered showers out in Gulf waters. Stay there. We stay dry here locally. All area roadways are dry at this time. We will see showers and thunderstorms again build up during the afternoon hours. 75 Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, and along the coastline closer to the upper 70s. The east wind continues this morning, and that helps drive our temperatures up to near the low 90s today. Rain shower accumulations will occur over toward the other coast as those sea breezes bring showers there first, and then when those showers hit our sea breeze front, we'll get another little maximum of shower and thunderstorm activity. That all occurs between about 3 and 5 o'clock tonight. Complete forecast details for you coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Our roving camera right now is catching the scene out there at Bee Ridge and I-75. This is looking back toward the west. You can see the overpass above there and cars lining up to head west on Bee Ridge Road. Real busy spot. Folks commuting toward work perhaps. Let's swipe now to our maps. First off, we'll start with the scene in Manatee County. Some buildup on 301 northbound as you head around Samoset toward downtown Bradenton. Otherwise clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south, here's the scene in the northern half of Sarasota County. Nothing in the red right now. Some congestion on Bee Ridge westbound around Cattleman and Honore. And then checking our final map to the south, a little red there, 41 northbound as you're heading away from Jacaranda and toward the Venice bypass.
All right, now to Jacksonville. Our top story this morning where 11 were injured and 2 were shot and killed during an online video game tournament yesterday afternoon. The 24-year-old gunman was found dead at the scene. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has all the latest developments from this morning.
Police believe this man is 24-year-old David Katz, the shooter who opened fire on gamers at the video game tournament Madden NFL 19 in Jacksonville, Florida. Police say he stayed locally and was in town for the game. He'd won a Madden tournament in the past. Overnight, ATF agents raided the Baltimore townhouse owned by Katz's father. Police trying to trace the weapon used in the shooting, some of it captured during a live stream of the game. Watch these 2 players closely. Just moments before the shooting begins, you see a red dot on one of the gamer's chest. Then chaos breaks out. The shooting starts, the video stream stops, but you can still hear gunshots and panic.
What are you shooting with?
Police say multiple people lost their lives and nearly a dozen were injured.
I just seen like his stance of him holding a gun like that and then just basically walking back, just popping off shots.
From what I could tell, because of the way his hands were positioned, he was aiming at somebody intentionally.
The LA Times reports that a disgruntled gamer, Katz, was eliminated from the competition, then shot multiple people before turning the gun on himself.
So we know that the suspect used at least one handgun to commit this act, and we are working again with our partners at ATF on that aspect of the investigation.
EA Sports, the maker of the Madden NFL game, says this is a horrible situation and their deepest sympathies go out to all involved. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Now, one of those injured has ties to the Tampa area. Timothy Anselmo goes by the gamer name Larry Legend. Here's a picture of him with Governor Scott recovering in the hospital room yesterday. His mother wrote on Twitter that he was shot 3 times in the chest and the hand. He was one of 11 injured at that event in Jacksonville.
Now for the continuous updates on this developing story, as well as your first alert weather updates, all you have to do is download our free ABC 7 app.
Early voting is now over, and tomorrow is primary election day in Florida, and the election supervisor in Sarasota says we are heading towards some record numbers, it seems, so far in Sarasota. Over 56,000 votes have been cast either through vote by mail or by early voting. Ron Turner expects turnout to be total of about 30%. That's higher than 8 years ago, last time we had a gubernatorial election. Polls open tomorrow at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. We'll update you all day long tomorrow on social media up until the results are announced tomorrow night. We'll have team coverage. Love to hear from you on Facebook, Twitter, or on Instagram, or online at mysuncoast.com.
Happening today, another cleanup. Holmes Beach Police will be holding another beach cleanup today. This morning kicks off at 8 o'clock. Volunteers are asked to come out and help clean up with some of those efforts. Now, if you want to help out, you can meet out up at the 50th Street Beach again this morning. That kicks off at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Also happening today, Longboat Key's Public Works Department will host a meeting, not on red tide, on sea level rise. That's also big these days. Starts at 1:30 p.m. today until 4:30 p.m. at the Longboat Key Town Hall Commission Chamber.
Well, one beach is back in business this morning as their no swim advisory was lifted. The advisory for Broward Beach in Venice has been lifted. However, there's still some bad news. Venice Fishing Pier Beach, Longboat Key Beach, and part of Lido Beach are all still under that advisory, all due to bacteria in the water there. The Florida Department of Health in Sarasota County monitors the water quality weekly at 16 different sites. The next round of test results will be available tomorrow. And the splash pad at Atwater Community Park in Northport is temporarily closed. The city says the closure is for repairs that have to be made at the play area. No word yet on just how long that closure will be in effect. Well, in entertainment news, Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright and screenwriter, the one and only Neil Simon, has passed away. Plus, some tense moments at Jay-Z and Beyonce's concert in Atlanta. And a look at who just did the best at the box office this weekend. ABC's Christopher Watson has what's happening in Hollywood.
What about us taking an adventure east?
Like Queens?
It's another first-place finish for Crazy Rich Asians, but the real news is how little business for the romantic comedy dropped from last week's debut. Down a mere 5.7%, adding $25 million for a $76.8 million total domestic gross. News not so good for the Happy Time Murders. The Melissa McCarthy comedy opened in third, but with just $10 million, well below the already modest $15 million it was tracking to make.
Yes, okay.
Neil Simon has died. The Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright and screenwriter's works include The Odd Couple, Barefoot in the Park, The Goodbye Girl, Biloxi Blues, and dozens more. Simon died Saturday night in New York. He was 91. A tense few moments at Saturday night's Beyonce and Jay-Z concert in Atlanta when an apparently drunk fan ran onto the stage and headed for the couple. He didn't get far. No one was hurt.
Let's say chocolate.
3, 2, 1, chocolate.
And Pee Wee Herman, a.k.a. actor Paul Rubens, is 66 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
6:07 right now, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Remembering former Senator John McCain this morning. We'll tell you about all his funeral arrangements later on this week when we come back. But first,
here's a shot outside our studios. Dark out there right now. There's the skyline off in the distance as we look back south toward downtown Sarasota. As far as the red tide status for today, an update now from John Scalzi.
Yeah, well, the good news is that according to Moat Marine, their spotters on the field, boots on the ground at these beaches, are reporting low amounts of red tide irritants in the air at these beaches, which last week, when I was giving you this report, were indicating intense amounts. So that east wind hopefully is helping out just a little bit. And that'll be with us for the next couple of days as well, it looks like. If you're planning a sunset walk on the beach this evening, I'll give it 3 beach balls out of 4 for quality. West wind will be developing, but showers and thunderstorms, there'll be a few around, but it shouldn't be too terribly bad. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college, college goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
100% relative humidity out there. We have a dew point temperature of 75, which matches the air temperature. So the two numbers are exactly the same, giving us that 100% relative humidity. The air is saturated and it feels kind of humid out there. However, that said, it's a pretty nice night. We have a lot of starshine out there leading to a beautiful dawn. And as we head into the morning hours, we should stay rain-free with plenty of sunshine around, rapidly boosting our temperature up to near 90 by noon. As we get to noon, we'll watch maybe a shower or two well inland, Hardy DeSoto counties, maybe seeing a spot or two of light showers developing. And then as we head into the afternoon, mid to late afternoon, rain chances go up quickly to about 50% or so, and they hold there as those showers build closer to the coastline and bring us a chance of some drive time showers through about 7 p.m. or so, about a 30% chance of that. So the east wind, very visible on the radar echoes currently, heading toward the other coastline. They catch their showers first. Remember when we had the west wind, how we got the showers first and then the other coast saw them later in the day? Well, we don't have a west wind. Now we have the east wind. And so the pattern reversed, absolutely reversed. They get the showers first, we get the showers later in the day. Now, what does that mean? That means that with the later in the day showers, you get a good chance to heat up, and we will again today with daytime high temperatures near the 92 mark. A couple of rivers still at flood stage, but nothing there that's too terribly serious. We have that east wind continuing, mix of sun, fair weather clouds. Temperatures rapidly climbing as we move through the morning. We'll get close to the 90 mark by the time we hit noon, but by 10 we're still rain-free with a mostly sunny cloud cover. As we head into the afternoon, we'll start to see those showers build, gradually drift toward us. They'll be west movers once again today. Some of them could produce a fair amount of rainfall. We've had various spotter reports of 2-3 inch rainfalls over the course of the weekend, and certainly over the next couple of days we could see that as well. As those showers move closer to the coast, we get one or two of them producing thunder and lightning and some fairly heavy downpours. And then as they move out into Gulf waters, they dissipate, they fall apart, and we're left with a very quiet overnight period with a general easterly wind flow continuing. Then we'll do it all over again tomorrow. We are in this pattern. It's locked in and nothing is really changing. As far as the tropics go, we look good here. You know, we're heading toward the height of hurricane season. That occurs in the early weeks of September. And certainly there is nothing here that looks like it's a threat at all. We have one little tropical wave coming off Africa, but nothing there that looks like it could develop. And certainly the waters of the Caribbean, near Atlantic, Gulf waters, all just about as tame as they could possibly be. Cooler water temperatures, some upper level Saharan dust, and some winds that are hostile is what's causing the quiet conditions out there. Fire danger index, despite recent rains, remains in a high or a moderate category for Sarasota and Manatee counties. Most of the state, though, is looking really good in that regard. East wind comes in at about 10 today. That'll bring you a light chop with 2-foot seas. Nice day to be out on the water. And the forecast for the rest of the week looks pretty good. Good rain chances. We need the rain at this time of year, and looks like we're going to get it. The pattern, too, stays pretty much the same. That is, we'll get that easterly wind flow warming our temperatures each and every day into the low 90s with a 50 to 60% chance of showers most days, and the winds generally driving the storms from inland areas toward the coastline. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Let's take a look outside and check out that first alert traffic. In Manatee County, we are seeing some slowdowns right there on State Road 64, as you can see, right before you run into State Road, or excuse me, 301. And then in Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad so far this morning. It's a little bit of a slowdown right there on Fruitville, but other than that, not too much going on. 75 and 41, as of right now, are still running pretty smoothly out there. No real delays or anything like that. So looking pretty good out there at 616. That's your first alert traffic. Well, today, flags are at half-staff. The tributes keep pouring in from politicians on both sides, as well as former presidents, world leaders, all remembering and honoring the life of Arizona Senator John McCain.
He died over the weekend after a long battle with brain cancer. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has looked back at his life.
John McCain spent his last moments of life on his beloved ranch in Arizona. His wife, Cindy, tweeting, he passed the way he lived, on his own terms, surrounded by the people he loved in the place he loved best. His daughter, Megan, with an emotional statement. In the 33 years we shared together, he raised me, taught me, corrected me, comforted me, encouraged me, and supported me in all things. Across the country, tributes poured in from all living presidents. President Obama wrote, "We saw our political battles even as a privilege, something noble." And President Trump, who often clashed with McCain, tweeted, "My deepest sympathies and respect go out to the family of Senator John McCain. Our hearts and prayers are with you." On CNN, a tearful remembrance from his Arizona colleague.
It was tough. I'm going to miss him.
Memorial events for McCain already set. He'll lie in state at the Arizona Capitol on Wednesday, what would have been his 82nd birthday. He's also set to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol. Among the eulogists expected at services this week, George W. Bush, his spokesman confirming to ABC the former president is honored to have been asked to speak. The New York Times reporting President Obama will also be there, and Joe Biden, an aide saying the former vice president was asked to make remarks at a service in Phoenix.
McCain will be laid to rest at a private event at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis on Sunday. He'll be buried next to one of his Naval Academy classmates and lifelong friends. In Washington, Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
Actually, I covered McCain in Sarasota 10 years ago. He was here when he was running for president.
He was at Roberts Arena.
Yeah, he spoke at Roberts Arena 10 years ago, 2008, when he ran against President Obama, back when they were both senators.
Man, just this weekend alone, I've learned so much about his life. I thought I knew a lot about him, but there's so much more that came out. Very interesting.
An interesting life, yeah. Well, another sad story on the way, another tragic death still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Hundreds gathered to remember the life of Iowa College student Molly Tibbetts over the weekend. We're going to hear the powerful words from her dad. We'll tell you what he said when we come back.
And here is a live look at the Capitol. Senator John McCain's body will lie in state there on Friday. There'll be an Arizona lying in state at the Arizona Capitol Wednesday. So 6:19 right now. We'll come back and have more news after this. After one quick shot from our tower camera outside our studios. There you have it. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers. Or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
My California closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
There's a live shot outside our studio there at the Rosemary District. It is 6:22. Should see a high of 92 degrees with a 50-50 chance of rain later on today.
A 50-50 chance of me taking a nap at that rain. Well, you've heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So which one do you want to eat? Well, guess what? There is a new top apple in town. The Gala apple is actually projected to be the one that's grown the most in this season. Sorry about that, Red Delicious. That one fell to number 2, but it topped the list for more than 50 straight years. Now, the Granny Smith apple is expected to come in 3rd this year, followed by Fuji and Honeycrisp, which is my favorite.
Last week, we told you about Disney paying for education, and this week, they're also going to start raising their lowest wages by 50%. Starting in 2021, hourly workers will start at $15 an hour. That's a little higher than when I was a kid, huh?
Yeah.
This will help thousands of park and resort employees. Workers will also receive a $1,000 bonus that was promised earlier this year. So good time to apply to Disney World.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, hundreds gathered over the weekend to remember Molly Tibbetts, the 20-year-old college student in Iowa who was found dead after she vanished more than a month ago.
In his eulogy, her father said he didn't want her death to be politicized in reference to her suspected killer being an illegal immigrant. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
In this morning's GMA First Look, 20-year-old Molly Tibbetts laid to rest as hundreds gather in the small Iowa town for the funeral service at the high school, including her father Rob, saying his daughter's whole life was about serving her family and friends, and sharing that when he moved away from the Brooklyn, Iowa area 30 years ago, there wasn't a Hispanic community, and Iowa is now better for it, adding, "They have great values and beliefs, and I am grateful for them." His comment in stark opposition to political attacks over immigration policy emergency after Christian Rivera, an immigrant from Mexico who is in the country illegally, according to investigators, was charged with Tibbetts' murder. Tibbetts' high school football team is honoring her memory by wearing her initials on their helmets and jerseys. And we'll have a live report coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Alex Perez, ABC News, Brooklyn, Iowa.
Teddy loves tug-of-war. In his lifetime, he'll pull hundreds of tons. That's why he needs a tailored recipe from IAMS to help him stay fit. IAMS who I am.
Over the last 24 hours, you've finished preparing him for college. In 24 hours, you'll send him off thinking you've done everything for his well-being. But meningitis B progresses quickly and can be fatal, sometimes within 24 hours. While meningitis B is uncommon, about 1 in 10 infected will die. Like millions of others, your teen may not be vaccinated against meningitis B. Meningitis B strikes quickly. Be quick to talk to your teen's doctor about a meningitis B vaccine.
Technology stocks extended their gains Wednesday.
That snack just sounded boring. Coming through. No photos, please. Bye-bye, bland. Hello, delicious.
Rich, creamy, 100% real cheese. With Mini Baby Bell, snack time is saved.
Saved it.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing DermaSuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. DermaSuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as DermaSuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the DermaSuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your DermaSuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301. Or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Find out first at 4 with ABC7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC7. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
We'll have the latest details this morning on that Jacksonville shooting yesterday afternoon. New information about the shooter, and we're learning one of the injured actually has ties to the Tampa area.
People who live near Suncoast landfills are upset about the hundreds of tons of dead fish being dropped off due to the red tide. And there's more to this story.
And back to school means packing lunches. Luckily, though, we've got a few ways to help you parents get creative and avoid that same old PB&J sandwich. We have your Monday forecast. Good morning, Suncoast also starts right now. It is 6:29. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. We had some real thunder boomers over the weekend.
We had some good ones yesterday afternoon. There's a lot of big storms that all rolled through.
Saturday and Sunday. I'm sure John Scalzi had his clipboard out for those.
Well, actually, I was pulling dogs off the ceiling. It was a bad weekend for dogs across the Suncoast. Cooper and Central Sarasota picked up 2 inches of rainfall over the weekend, and Al in Northport 1 3/4 inch, and Becky was the winner in Old Myakka with 3 inches of rainfall this weekend. So that was good to see. We have some showers out in Gulf waters. That's where they'll stay. Locally, things are quiet this morning, but like over the weekend, I think we'll see showers and thunderstorms build again today along our sea breeze front east of the interstate and then drive back toward the coastline as we head into drive time tonight. So we look at temperatures that are about where they should be for this time of year, and they'll top out at or slightly above the average because of that easterly wind and the kind of delayed onset of thunderstorms that we get with this kind of flow. Showers and thunderstorms will drop a lot of rain in inland areas today, but they'll also have a secondary maximum along our coastline when the showers crossing the state hit our sea breeze front and kind of blossom once again with lightning, thunder, and some heavy downpours. Rain chance during the morning hours not that great, but by the time you get to 3 p.m., we'll put it up at about 50%, and you'll have a daytime high that tops out in the low 90s. Complete forecast in a sec.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Our roving camera is out right now on Bee Ridge Road at I-75 as we're watching some cars get on the interstate heading northbound from Bee Ridge Road. Busy spot there. Getting busier by the hour, strangely enough. We'll check back there in about 15 minutes. Here are the maps right now. Some buildup on 64 eastbound as you get past the Braden River and head toward the interstate. Also 301 northbound around the Talavast area. Checking farther south, here's the scene in the northern half of Sarasota County. First off, up there on the very top of your screen, you can still see University, where there are some delays in the eastbound lane from Tuttle toward Lockwood Ridge. Also, University from 301 toward the airport. Fruitville Road eastbound from Honore on in. Clark Road around McIntosh, 41 northbound around Proctor. And then we'll check our final map to the south. And there we'll find some red on the 681 connector as you go from the Laurel-Nokomis area up to I-75.
Our top story this morning, 3 people are dead, including the gunman. 11 were injured after a shooting at an online gaming tournament yesterday afternoon in Jacksonville.
So now reports say that after losing a final round in the tournament, 24-year-old David Katz of Baltimore left the venue and then came back and began shooting, a shooting that was caught live on that streaming event. Yesterday makes the 3rd mass shooting after Orlando and also the
Parkland in February.
Parkland, of course. Marla Spence has the latest on this 3rd shooting now.
Well, guys, everyone involved in that mass shooting yesterday were competing in one of the country's largest football online video game tournaments, playing Madden NFL 19. It's a tournament that draws some of the best players across the country, and this year it just so happened to end in a tragic way. Now, this is what we know about the victims so far. 2 were killed, known as Eli Clayton and Taylor Robinson. So many people, including those in the gaming community, are honoring their lives with this photo and hashtag Champions Forever. Eli Clayton was 22 years old and was from California. He was known in the gaming community as True and True Boy, and over his course of gaming, he reportedly took home $51,000 in prizes. Now, Taylor Robinson, who was also a victim in this case, was a 27-year-old father and husband from West Virginia. Robinson was known in the gaming world as Spot Me Please. He also reportedly took home more than $80,000 in prizes over his course of gaming. Now, there were 11 people injured, and one, including from the Tampa Bay area, he's known as Larry Legend. Yesterday, Governor Rick Scott visited him at a Jacksonville area hospital, and this morning, Legend is scheduled to have surgery. Now, EA Sports, the creator of the NFL Madden game, released a statement on Twitter yesterday. That statement says the tragic situation that occurred Sunday in Jacksonville was a senseless act of violence, and we strongly condemn. Our heartfelt sympathies go to the families of the victims and those whose lives were taken and those who were injured. Ray and Stephanie.
All right, thank you, Well, very sad news. For the latest on this story and across the country, other breaking news, check out our app under My Suncoast or under WWSB. Well, the amount of red tide debris taken off Suncoast beaches is now over 360 tons. So where does it all go? Area landfills, where some neighbors say, not in my backyard, even they don't want it there. Our Erica Jackson has both sides.
Hold your breath. The smell of dead fish may be moving inland.
As soon as you walk outside, bam.
Near canals.
Makes sense that you would smell the dead carnage from the fish.
And now about a dozen miles away from the shoreline, east of the interstate.
It smells like dead fish.
Residents in Lakewood Ranch in Mayaca City wonder if what they're smelling is coming from a landfill in Manatee County, which takes in about 1,000 tons of waste daily.
It was really strong.
Manatee County has dumped 200 tons of red tide debris at the landfill on Lena Road this month. But officials say the amount of dead marine life is minute compared to the amount of overall trash taken to the landfill.
You would think that they would burn it or dispose of it in a right way.
Manatee County tells us the waste is covered in a thick layer of dirt to minimize odors. And Sarasota County staff is doing the same thing at its landfill in Nokomis. ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan says what locals here are smelling is likely coming from the Gulf when the area experiences strong winds.
When the sea breeze kicks up, we smelt it really heavy at the house.
Both Sarasota and Manatee officials say they haven't received any calls related to red tide odors near the landfill. But the dead sea life will continue to be dumped on that land until the bloom washes away.
I hope that they figure out what's going on, and I hope that it's resolved soon.
Reporting in Manatee County, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Of course, Moat Marine says the smell is not from red tide directly, it's the fish killed from the red tide.
Well, and from that impact that red tide has had on marine life to cleanup efforts all across the Suncoast, you can find all of our red tide coverage in one place, as well as getting the answers to some of your most asked questions. Just head online to mysuncoast.com. Well, this morning, a former archbishop is now calling on Pope Francis to resign. Reporter Andrew Spencer has the latest in allegations in the Catholic Church sex abuse scandal.
We ask for forgiveness.
Hundreds of thousands of people gathered for Mass in Dublin's Phoenix Park on Sunday. The Pope's visit coming amid a re-emerging international scandal of child sex abuse in the church, and reports detailing decades of apparent cover-ups in the U.S., Chile, and Australia.
We ask forgiveness for the times that, as a church, we did not show the survivors of whatever kind of abuse compassion.
As the Pope addressed the scandal, he also faced a call for his resignation. In a statement seen by CNN on Sunday, former Archbishop and Vatican ambassador to Washington, Carlo Maria Vigano, said he told the Pope in 2013 about allegations of sexual abuse against high-profile American Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. McCarrick resigned from his position last month after the report in Pennsylvania brought to light a decades-old allegation that he sexually abused a teenage altar boy. McCarrick said later in a statement that he had no recollection of it and that he believed himself innocent. Vigano wrote in a lengthy statement dated August 22nd that Pope Francis, quote, knew from at least June 23, 2013 that McCarrick was a serial predator and covered him to the bitter end. Speaking to reporters on the flight back to Italy, Pope Francis said Vigano's statement speaks for itself, that people should read it carefully and make their own judgment. The Pope telling the press, "I will not say a single word on this," although he added that he may speak after some time passes. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
All right, now for the latest on this developing story, as well as your first alert weather forecast and all your breaking news, just download our free ABC 7 app.
Happening this week, the town of Longboat Key is having a workshop for residents who are dealing with coyote sightings there, so causing some concern. Pet owners especially concerned. The meeting is set for this Thursday, 1 p.m. at the Longboat Key Town Hall. And dog owners have a new place to take their pooches. In Bradenton now, GT Bray Happy Trails Canine Park is now open. For the past 5 months, crews have been expanding and making improvements to the park. New pavilions, water fountains, benches, picnic tables, waste bag dispensers, all the new additions there at GT Bray in Bradenton. The park is open every day from sunrise to sunset, except Monday mornings from 7 to 10 when the park is closed for maintenance.
In this hour, it's Health Smart. The start of the new school year means getting creative with some of those school lunches so your kids don't complain about eating PB&J every single day. So how can you, as parents, make lunches a little more fun and also still keep them healthy? Well, first, a big tip, get your kids involved. Let them pick out some of their own options and even get them involved in the lunch making process overall. Now, as for some after-school snacks, some good ones to keep on hand include string cheese, portable yogurt pouches, and some good old-fashioned fruit.
I think I had 10,000 bologna sandwiches, thanks to my mother.
I had to eat Braunschweiger. Ugh, so gross.
That explains it.
Ugh, it's been a lot about me. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Finally, some good news for Hawaii amidst volcanic eruptions and a hurricane. The Little Leaguers are the new world champs.
Yay, Hawaii!
We'll hear from them when we come back, but first we're going to show you what it looks like outside our studio.
Oh, that is a beautiful shot out there this morning.
Look at that cloud out there.
Yeah, it's very cool.
What do you see? It's an ink blot test for you there.
It's Hawaii.
The red light kind of distracts, doesn't it? Is that his eye?
I'm going to go with that.
All right, let's get the forecast now from John.
All right, just finishing my healthy breakfast.
Oh, there he goes.
Some of those colorful cereal treats. Looking at a box checked here for the rain today on the rainfall forecast. Drive time forecast shows, yeah, not too bad of a problem on the way out to work, but on the way back to work, yep, gonna have those west moving storms around, no doubt about it. As far as all the airports serving Sarasota International, FAA reporting them being on time this morning. I have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Francis Collier and Angela V. Shelton, they're taking America by storm. This comedy duo decided to call themselves Frangela. They're the host of a new kind of daytime talk that's all about you. Me Time with Frangela. Premieres September 10th.
Oh, he sounds cute. My friend is single. Me Time.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now. Now, your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
You know, one of our best lightning photographers on the Suncoast is Matt Smith, who was director of the mosquito control in Sarasota, city of Sarasota. Now he's shooting some amazing lightning shots this week, showing one lightning strike hitting a tree and just completely lighting it up. That's fantastic. He actually found the tree and saw it split completely open. And the reason it does that, obviously, is the electricity heats up the water molecules inside the tree, creates steam, and the pressure of the steam just rips the tree apart. So amazing stuff. Thanks, Matt, for sending that in. A lot of people saw some pretty impressive cloud cover over the weekend as well. Here's a roll cloud, shelf cloud, rather, from one of the thunderstorms that developed. Carrie sent this one in. Thank you very much, Carrie. Beautiful shot there. We have a likelihood of seeing more of these impressive clouds today, as showers and thunderstorms will once again occur with the collision of our east and west coast sea breezes inland. 75 degrees, the air temperature, dew point the same, 100% relative humidity this morning. It is a sticky start to the day. And although we won't see much in the way of rainfall during the morning hours, certainly by the time we get to noon and particularly in the later afternoon, we're likely to see showers and thunderstorms build once again. Rain chances good at about 50%. Then as we head into the evening, those inland showers drift toward our coastline, where they'll eventually die out. There'll be numerous lightning strikes and some heavy downpours of rain once again this afternoon. A general easterly wind evidenced by the motion of our radar echoes over on the other coast. Our other coast, the east coast, gets wet first, and then we get our rain showers later in the day as those showers move all the way across the coastline and kind of bump into our west coast sea breeze. Quiet right now on radar, but that won't be the case forever. High pressure now anchored to our north. It's not going anywhere. We'll have this feature on our maps probably all week long. And we'll have this general easterly wind flow as well. Sometimes it'll be a little bit more northeast, sometimes it'll be a little east. Some wetter and drier air will be moving across the skies from time to time, enhancing rainfall chances, maybe trimming rainfall chances down a little bit. But in general, this pattern is locked in. We'll catch a sea breeze every afternoon as daytime highs climb, and that fires off our showers and thunderstorms along an inland spine of the state and then push those showers back toward the coastline in the evening. So this east wind pattern stays with us for at least 5 days. We'll watch west-moving storms develop in the afternoon, and some of them could be strong, if not severe. So we watch this easterly wind on our future cast pop up a few scattered showers during the afternoon time, but for all of the morning, things look quiet. Got an early tea time, maybe a tennis game, going for a jog, walk on the beach, whatever you want to do during the morning hours looks pretty good. And then as we head into lunchtime, a few showers pop up. As we head into 2, 3 o'clock, a few thunderstorms build. As we head into drive time in the evening, these showers gradually drift out into Gulf waters. And during the evening and overnight, we're left with quiet conditions under a mostly clear sky by dawn. And then we'll do it all over again tomorrow morning. Tropics look good in case you missed this earlier. Everything is very quiet if you're planning a Caribbean cruise or perhaps a Gulf of Mexico cruise. Boy, I tell you, you picked the right summer. Things are looking very quiet here as we approach the height of hurricane season. Normally, in the first couple of months of September, I really don't see anything here for the next 5 days anyway that looks like it has any potential for development. East wind comes in at about 10 knots today, light chop, 2-foot seas. And the 7 days ahead look like this. We'll have about a 50% chance of rain today, 60% tomorrow, and over the course of the next several days, everything looks pretty quiet. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Let's take another look outside and check out that first alert traffic. Starting off in Manatee County, those roads are not looking too bad just yet. Even most of that congestion is already cleared up on State Road 64. That was the spot that we were following, but all looks pretty good so far right now in Manatee County. In Sarasota County, in the top half, all of that looks well as not too bad, actually. There was a couple hot spots on Bray Ridge that we were following, but most of that is all cleared up, so it's looking pretty good out there. If your commute is going to take you a little bit farther south, 75 and 41 are both looking good at this hour. It is 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, whether you are a major Apple fan or just love your iPhone, a little piece of the company's history can be yours for a price. One of the company's original Apple computers. Get this thing still works. A fully functioning Apple One is hitting the auction block. It's one of only 60 or so of the 200 that were designed and built by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak back in the 70s. You are going to need to cough up some serious dough, though. The original one could fetch more than $300,000. The auction is set for September.
Big celebrations this week in Hawaii, where a Little League team there won the 2018 World Series title. Yeah, they shut out South Korea yesterday 3-0. This was the scene in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, as the Hawaii team beat South Korea. They're now one of 7 U.S. states with at least 3 Little League World Championship titles. They last won in 2008. And it's interesting, this is not an all-star team from across the country that won. This is just one state's best players.
It's one state.
Versus South Korea's best entirely.
Yes, yes. This is best versus best.
One of our states.
Yes.
Up next, we'll update the day's top 7 news headlines.
And that includes your Monday forecast. And can money buy you happiness? Well, someone was actually paid to study this. We're going to tell you just what they found here in just a moment. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing DermaSuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. DermaSuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as DermaSuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the DermaSuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your DermaSuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301. Or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Like ABC 7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
Coming up on Good Morning America, celebrating the life of John McCain, Senator, war hero, and family man. That's just a few minutes away. It is 6:53, and here's your top 7 before 7.
First off, John Scalzi has 2 things you should grab for the bus stop this morning, kids. John?
That's right. Sunglasses in your app because you're going to need them both. As you head out the door, there'll be plenty of sunshine around, but on the way home, showers and thunderstorms are going to be a certainty. We'll look for showers and thunderstorms to build probably around 3 o'clock or so and linger till about 5 o'clock, and some of them could be strong. Otherwise, don't forget, you can always get our reports on your First Alert Weather app or social media. Back to you.
Major issues so far on the roads. Little build-up there on State Road 70 in the eastbound lane around Lockwood Ridge, but all in all, should have a good commute on this Monday morning.
And number 3, our top story that we've been following so far for this morning, 11 were injured, 2 were killed at an online gaming tournament in Jacksonville yesterday afternoon. At least one of those 11 injured does have ties to the Tampa Bay area.
Number 4, Senator John McCain will lie in state Wednesday at Arizona's capital and then Friday at the nation's capital. He died yesterday after a battle with on Saturday, after a battle with brain cancer. He was last in Sarasota about 10 years ago when he campaigned at Roberts Arena.
Number 5, this weekend is Labor Day, and state police will be cracking down with a campaign called Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over. So drive responsibly.
Number 6, tomorrow is Election Day in Florida. If early voting was any indication, we are heading toward a record turnout in Sarasota and Manatee County for primary elections. Should be about 30%.
And number 7, contrary to a study I just told you about 3 weeks ago, money really does buy you happiness. That's the finding from a study of lottery winners, of all things. This is kind of interesting. It studied the winners for the past 20 years. They checked in several times over that period. They studied like long-term psychological health. They also studied physical health, because more money, more time for themselves help those lucky lottery winners eat healthier. Here's another interesting side note. About 12% of them actually bought themselves personal chefs, private chefs, to help out with their thing too. So I guess the lesson here is to win the lottery.
I think Aretha Franklin once said, "I've been rich and I've been poor. Rich is better."
Right? That's what I'm thinking. I was like, someone actually got paid to study whether or not money can buy you happiness.
I was watching a John Lennon special this weekend, and they said, "What's the difference about being successful?" He said, "It's easier to write songs when I sit on cushions."
Well said.
When he was broke.
Yeah.
That was nice to hear of Disney World giving their employees a 50% raise.
Yeah. They'll buy them some happiness in the happiest place on earth.
Good economy, a company giving back here, so that's good to see.
There you go. All right, 6:56 on this Monday morning. We leave you now with a shot from Bee Ridge Road and I-75.